What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. I wanted to just drop a real quick video, just some random thoughts in regards to this situation with Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy and the firestorm that she kicked off to start the year. Because we're like, what? Like a week and some change into 2024. And already, Lucasfilm has been hot and heavy all over YouTube, all over X and social media because of this woman's loud mouth. You know, at a time when it would have been best just to say nothing, just to sit there and be quiet. Nope, New Year's Eve. You know, she got to open up her giant activist pie hole and start running her mouth. And next thing you know, it's a firestorm. And now we got Lucasfilm got to come out. Oh, crap, man. She's messing things up. Let's go and throw a random movie up out here. You know, Mando and Grogu. Let's go ahead and throw that movie and let's announce that in the fastest, most ridiculous way possible. A website announcement. Like, they announced this thing and threw it together so fast. It's by the StarWars.com team. And, you know, I was talking about this on Echo Base Network, and I've been saying this, right? Like, you couldn't get Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni in a room and record a video. You couldn't do that. This is how you announce it, but it shows you how desperate they are to flip that narrative because the narrative was going all in the wrong direction, okay? It was going all in the wrong direction thanks to loudmouth over here, Sharmeen. It's about time, you know, it's 2024. It's about time a woman shaped the story, like completely ignoring every woman that's ever helped shape the story of, you know, Star Wars. It's just absolutely hilarious, you know? But see, Lucasfilm had to get on top of that. And it's in this deadline comment. Like, check this out. Yeah, check this comment. This is an anonymous comment. January 5th, 2024. Okay, so this is before the announcement. And it's like this guy was Nostradamus, okay? Disney should get ahead of this. This is going to be a financial problem. She could have just got the gig and directed the movie, but these comments are going to piss off the Star Wars audience, the largest audience of any franchise ever. Could spoil it for good, 100%, and they were absolutely right. It absolutely, set the entire internet on fire because this chick just couldn't shut up for 5 seconds. She had to play her woman card. You know, I showed you that video, you know, and I'll show a clip of it right here.
But you don't play that card, do you?
Of course I play the woman
you
card.
do?
Hell yes!
I wanted to hear that.
I mean, you're a South Asian woman. You've got to play
course.
the woman card. There's a long line of men
Drag.
standing. Stand to the front of the line. How can I stand if there's 100 people standing in line? No. When you can play the woman card,
you will.
You play the woman card.
She believes in playing the woman card. Of course I play the woman card, you know, because that's how she gets down. She's a loudmouth feminist activist and she can't help herself. She can't help but just constantly throw her feminism out there as many times as she can. And she nearly got this thing completely derailed before it even got started. But Kathleen Kennedy to the rescue. Okay. She said, oh, well, hey, quick. Let's throw some smoke and mirrors at them and let's get this Mandalorian and Grogu movie announced. And it did the job because that's all anybody wants to talk about right now. The jangling keys worked. You know, look, squirrel. Everybody, look, Grogu. Oh, wow, what? A Grogu movie? And everybody's diverted their attention over here, okay? Diversion tactics successful. Everybody's talking about that. Oh, look, we're getting a Mando and a Grogu movie. Aren't you excited? Aren't you thrilled? No, pay no attention to the feminist activist loudmouth over here. Pay no attention to that chick sitting behind the curtain still working on a Rey movie. You know, nobody's paying attention to that anymore because this is going to be the next film that we get. And this thing got to work. I mean, the reality is that they know they had to divert our attention away from talking about Sharmeen and talking about Rey. And they had to divert our attention towards something that we could get behind. And I think more people can get behind this than they can get behind Rey, clearly. Because, again, people started getting excited. As soon as they announced this a couple of days ago, everybody's rubbing their hands together. Oh, my God, blah, 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 blah. And we all knew what it was. Everybody called it out immediately. They are desperate. They are scared. This is a diversion tactic. They are throwing Favreau. They are throwing a Hail Mary with Jon Favreau, praying and hoping that it works. Because they already saw the writing on the wall that the Rey movie was going to be a gigantic financial disaster. Everybody can see it. You can see it. You can read it with Braille. Okay. This is obvious. This is an obvious decision. They had to do something. So yeah, the diversions worked, But never forget, until they announce that Sharmeen chick is done, it's still all about this Mando and Grogu movie, And again, it's working like a charm with all Star Wars fans everywhere. We spent an entire, live stream with Echo Base Network tonight discussing the Mando movie and could it work, okay? And I'm going to have a separate video about that because, now the question is, can Jon Favreau get the job done? I'm going to do a separate video about that. Can he actually save Star Wars yet again? All right. But here's the thing when it comes to this chick. She going to have to go. All right. If they do the Rey movie, which is still, up in the air, in my opinion, the latest rumors is that the script isn't even written yet. So it's like, what y'all been working on? Y'all been working on this script for damn near a year. You can't get the script finished? And I think they were probably working off the Damon Lindelof script, which was already worked out. So, what's going on? There's a problem with this movie. And, WDW Pro was saying she knows there's a problem, and she knows that either her budget is about to get cut or this joint is going to get relegated off to Disney Plus somewhere. So that's one of the reasons that she made this statement. I don't know. Maybe that's true. It sounds plausible. Definitely sounds plausible. That's the reason she's trying to come out there with the feminism, because she wants to make sure that this thing happens. But in my opinion, she was the wrong person for the job right off rip. And what they probably need to do is they need to shit can her and bring in Bryce Dallas Howard. All right. Bryce Dallas Howard, who for all intents and purposes should have already been their choice for the, first female director to direct a Star Wars movie, if that's where the way they want to go with it. Again, I don't believe that's how you should pick your directors, but if they were going to do it, they probably should have, number one, picked a woman that knows Star Wars, okay? She's already directed several Star Wars projects, episodes of, Mando, episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know if she did an episode of Ahsoka or not, but she's already directed episodes in the Star Wars universe. That's number one. Number two, she's like freaking Lucasfilm royalty. Like, she's the daughter of Ron Howard. I mean, goddamn, how do you mess that up? The daughter of Ron Howard, one of George Lucas's proteges, one of the original Lucasfilm guys. He's in American Graffiti, for crying out loud. That's how far Ron Howard and the Howard family go back. Why would you not let Bryce Dallas Howard get this job? It's such an asinine decision to put an activist into place. But of course, this is Kathleen Kennedy we're talking about. And, this is how Kathleen Kennedy gets down. But that's number one. I think you got to shit can her and you got to bring in BDH. You got to bring in Bryce, because that's the only thing that will, all right, Bryce, a lot of Star Wars fans will have a little soft spot for Bryce Dallas Howard. She's been in a lot of projects that we're familiar with, that we enjoyed. So I don't think there's a wrong, that's the best move they could do for this Rey movie. The Rey movie should be canceled. Actually, that's the second best move. The first best move is to cancel it outright. Just get the movie out of here. Nobody likes this character. But if you're going to press on with it, you got to make sure that script is Trump tight. It's ironclad. There is nothing wrong with it. It's one of the better stories ever written for Star Wars. You got to, number one, make sure of that. And then you got to get rid of this dope. Because this dope is going to get out here and absolutely destroy it. She's going to say some more shit. Don't think that she's done by a long shot. She's going to get out there and say some more stuff. So you got to get her up out of the way. You got to bring in somebody that people can actually, all right, Bryce, all right, maybe Bryce might do it, And a lot of Star Wars fans are going I don't want Bryce either. But you know what? That's better than her, okay? That's way better than her. But that's the first thing that you got to do. You got to get her up out of there. And then you got to bring in a director that makes sense. But this has to work before anything else works. If this doesn't work, none of that other crap matters. It doesn't matter who directs the Rey film. The Rey film is going to flop. Nobody's going to go and check for it. If this film doesn't knock it out of the park, and, again, I'll discuss in further detail what I think it would take for Jon Favreau to save Star Wars yet again, what kind of movie this needs to be. The whole 9 yards. I'll go into detail with that, but this has to work or none of it works. None of it works. This will be, if this is a disaster, Star Wars is done. It is absolutely done. This is the literal Hail Mary. This is it. But, I think right now, the next move for Lucasfilm right now, as far as I'm concerned, is to get rid of Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, get her gone, get her out of there. However you need to do it. You either do it loudly or you do it quietly. It doesn't really matter. There's ways you can do some stuff quietly and she just eases on out the door. Creative differences, you know, that's always the one. Oh, there's some creative differences. You know, you can ease her on up out of the way. Or you could just say, you know what? We're going to go with a different director, Bryce Dallas Howard. She's our girl. We're going to bring her in. That's that. You know, I would do it that way myself. I would just say, yeah, you know, in light of the recent comments, we just getting her up out of here and we're going in a completely different direction. Bob Iger, that's how you lower the noise, okay? Or that's how you quiet the culture war noise. You get rid of the feminist activist that's directing your next Star Wars film or your second to next Star Wars film, and you bring in Lucasfilm royalty, somebody everyone can get behind. But anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think about this situation. It's all hella fascinating, right? But again, this is where Lucasfilm is at right now. We don't get good Star Wars content. We don't get, you know, good Indiana Jones content. We don't get nothing but drama and nonsense, you know. But we'll see about it. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.